qualifier earlier today, Ryan Villapoto, 117.7. Stewart, he was your fastest qualifier that's in this heat race. He was second fastest at a 1:18.1.
Kind of fun how the colors lined up here. You got 3 Suzukis, 3 KTMs, and if we just moved that one Kawasaki over, we'd have 3 Yamahas in a row too.
You got Weimer in there just really spoiling our rainbow
color palette.
Stewart's been hot lately.
That's James right there on the 7, all in red and white gear. Ryan Dungey to the left and Brock Tickle on the right there. And Brock ran really good today in that final practice.
Yeah, he had the best qualifying effort he's had of the year, I believe. And right there, Ken Roxon, 94. He's actually riding a 350cc KTM in the 450 class.
Here we go, gate drop time. Oh, Millsap's not a good start.
Look at that. Is that Brock Tickle out front?
Yep. But he's going to have to hug that inside, and he blocks the position, and he holds on to the lead. But for how long? Because flying through the air comes the number 25.
29.
29, it's the 29.
Andrew Short.
Yeah, it's Andrew Short on the KTM.
Andrew Short got that ride here on BTOsports.com KTM. Excellent start here. He looks extremely comfortable. Earlier today,
Roxon up to 3rd. Having a great run on the 350. Here he comes. Whoa, he just dives into that section. Here he comes back around the outside, and Roxon goes to 2nd.
Wow, he is confident here. Ken Roxon, a couple of KTMs up front. They make 2 bikes that fit this class, a 450 and then the 350. And look at Roxon here, putting the pressure on Andrew Short. Now, neither one of these riders had a very good qualifying effort earlier today. Short was 10th, Roxon was 12th. But now that it's race time, both riders have really stepped up their intensity.
Boy, Roxon is really charging, Jeff. And then behind them in 4th comes James Stewart.
Down the long straight here.
Look
right
at
in front
Roxon,
of the grandstands.
right there, up the inside. Oh, and Short's going to take him deep into the corner, and then he misses it. Now, Tickle tries to get to the inside.
He hustles in there on the inside and almost misses that right-hander. Tickle, he's got some speed down the main straight there.
Yeah, we made some progress this week and definitely got his Suzuki running a lot better, a lot more comfortable for him. And it started with the start. Now he just got to learn to get that intensity up as he gets going.
Yeah, I mean, let's face it, all the manufacturers make a great machine.
Yeah.
But when Ricky talks about they made some improvements, okay, it's making the bike work for the rider. And every rider needs something different. And it's all about building the rider's confidence. This whole game here, Supercross, is about believing in yourself and being comfortable and confident to go out there and push the limits.
And little things can make big changes for the confidence of one of these riders. And Roxon riding with a ton of confidence right now on the 350 KTM as he chases Andrew Short in the fight for the lead. And Ryan Dungey has closed in to join the fight up front as well. He's in 5th. There you see the former champion of the series.
Former Daytona winner here, James Stewart, is 7th on that Yoshimura Suzuki. He's starting to make some moves right now too. This guy has got some talent when it comes to this racetrack here. When you have to find these lines and your natural instincts take over, Stewart has it.
For the lead, here comes Roxon.
Oh, he cases the triple.
Tries to get to the inside. Stewart's now up to 3rd. He's going to put up pressure in the fight for 2nd.
It's going to be a real scrub fest going down those 3 double jumps in a row, right?
It sure is, man. These guys, this is a good battle going on right here.
Hey, once again, Ricky, the racetrack, these lines are really shaping up like you designed it. I mean, every heat race that we've had so far tonight has been really competitive.
Yep.
Tickle tried to mount a challenge back on Stewart.
Yeah, Stewart got a little sideways, a little cross-rutted coming out of that rut there, and Brock tried to take advantage of that. It's a cool section here. Some guys going inside, some guys going outside.
Now, I spoke earlier about how Ken Roxon was riding the KTM 350 with less CC engine, 100 cc's less. And that's going to pose, well, could pose a little bit of problem because it doesn't quite have the torque and the horsepower of the big 450. But Roczen, of course, who used to ride a 250, he knows how to carry his momentum through the turns, use that momentum to his advantage instead of kind of a start and stop, relying upon the engine for the horsepower.
And the Monster Cam goes right with the leaders, and Dungey has closed in on Stewart.
Watch this here.
Roczen tries to come charging up the inside again.
I think this time he's going to make it stick.
He's there, and he's got it.
Now, okay, Ken Roczen is your points leader in the 250 West Championship. So he's had a couple weekends off here. Now he steps up. Expected him to possibly ride one of the last couple of races. Waited here till Daytona. Oh, look at Stewart!
Wow.
He
Triple
launches
single
himself.
in those 4 jumps.
Here he comes now to battle with Short.
That was awesome.
Yeah,
I mean, he
that's
just
something
launched
new.
it.
We have not seen that. That's what I was talking about, where Stewart is just so naturally gifted that way, and he has that ability to find these lines and make things happen on these tracks that, you know, he's had some big crashes here, but he's also had some pretty spectacular wins.
Well, he cut inside there. What will he do at this corner? Back to the inside right here. Stewart trying to continue to find that way around Andrew Short.
Short really holding a good line there. Let's see if he goes wide here and leaves that door open. Now Stewart can block him right here. Doesn't quite get there in time. Now Short just lost position last lap by going inside. Now you see he makes the move, takes a chance by going wide there because Stewart almost pinched him off. And look at Dungey 5 on the KTM getting into the picture.
Oh! Takes the inside.
Oh, man, it is crazy, and here is Short comes charging right into this mix. 3, 4 riders all battling in this position here. Fighting over second place.
Meanwhile, Roczen, who's a dedicated 250 rider on the West Coast, his first ride on the 450 this year, out front leading this heat.
Millsaps is joining the battle. There he is on the 18. The Rockstar Energy racing machine.
Boy,
he's right there with Tickle. Can he get to the inside? Those two fighting over 5th position. Remember, top 9 transfer. Albertson has the final spot, and Roczen continues to lead. What a story it will be if he can win this thing as we're halfway through this opening heat for the 450s.
Across the stripe, 3 to go. Roczen's still out front, and when we're talking about Millsaps there, he's your points leader. He has faced some adversity in the last week and a half. Okay, difficult race at St. Louis, lost some points, injured his arm, had a crash this week while he was practicing and testing at home. But now, I want to see how he responds. And look at this. Look at the moves he's already made in 1 lap, 2 positions.
Yeah, he missed one there. Started to get a little huckabuck off the dragon back. Those things, you got to hit them with speed. If you don't, you get a little kick there. Keeping that front end light over there, letting the front end float. Really important to do in the sand here.
Millsaps had a practice crash, he was telling me, while he was training for this weekend's event, and he is not 100%.
But he's showing it here. Well, we're going to go back and take a look. This is...
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy, there's Tickle.
There you go.
Ooh, just punched Short off the track. Just really tags him hard right there in his left leg. And that's the nature of the 180 turns is when you're turning the bike all the way around, and if the fast line is to go wide, you leave that inside wide open. Tickle riding with a little more confidence, some intensity, a little attitude here in Daytona.
Yeah, well, you got to. You know, it's time for him. He's got the speed. He shows it in practice, and you know, he can't let these guys walk over him. And I'm really impressed with Ryan Dungey. He didn't have a great practice today, and to no avail. Here he is. I mean, the guy just shows up to race. No matter how bad things are in practice, he always seems to bring the A game when he has to in the race, and that's what it's all about. I mean, he's a racer.
Not the first time we've seen Ken Roczen in the 450 class. He has 3 starts in this division and a 2nd at Seattle last year. He was 8th here at Daytona in 2011. had a 7th in Houston. That was the year he ran a couple of races in 2011.
Got his hands full right now, but he's not dropping the ball. It's Dungey that's really starting to make some moves, and that's going to put Stewart there in this sandwich. So he's going to have to, Stewart's going to have to make a move right here, because he's going to be trying to ride some of these wide lines to make a move on Roczen. In turn, he leaves the door open for possibly Dungey to come inside and
like that.
Like this, exactly.
Yep. Here he comes.
He's staying a little lower here.
Dungey on the number 5 KTM. Stewart on the bright yellow Suzuki. A couple of factory bikes battling here.
Oh, Dungey had to check up right there.
Yeah, he did. Stewart changed up his line going into that left-hander. You see Dungey doing everything he can to try to get by. Inside, not as fast that time.
Go where the other guy is not.
Yeah, he's definitely not following, and that's what you're supposed to do.
Well, and earlier today in qualifying, Dungey was your 8th fastest qualifier, and he was almost 2 seconds off the pace, which is really uncharacteristic for Dungey. But like Ricky said, Dungey's gamer. When it's time to race, this guy knows how to get it done.
Yeah, that's the thing. You can never count the guy out, and he's so smooth and consistent. See?
Roczen.
James.
With Stewart challenging. Here they come, and the crowd gets into it.
Oh, Stewart scrubbing that. Look how quick he gets over that peak jump.
Roczen not about to give it up, and he gets way up on the back wheel. Woo. Stewart goes into the lead. Roczen was well on his way to his first career 450 heat race win, and Stewart's going to take it away from him.
Well, and you know what set that up is on those 4 jumps when you cross the start, he triple singled and got close to Roczen.
And just like that, James Stewart gets heat race win number 6. And this takes place behind him in the battle for the final transfer spot. Nicoletti on the 49 has it. Albertson on the 55 was in that position for quite a while.
Albertson, that was the last chances right there. Now he's just not close enough. Make something happen. See, he kind of pulls up, looks behind him, says, well, looks like getting some extra laps in, going to the LCQ tonight.
So Brayton Nicoletti there through, and James Stewart has his 5th straight heat race win.
And you know what was so special about that on the last lap there? Stewart just turned a 1:18.3, which was his fastest lap of the heat, the fastest lap of anyone, and Stewart did it on lap 8.
You know, in Supercross, they are always coming up with innovative things that take place. Some of them are with the bike, some of them are in the category of safety, which is where this newest innovation comes, Aaron, the 6D helmet.
That's right, Ralph. The 6D helmet is a brand new helmet that offers new patent-pending suspension technology inside the helmet. Take a look. Omnidirectional suspension, or ODS technology, provides the athlete with a more compliant helmet during a crash or incident, but still has all the necessary protection for a severe accident as well. Isolation dampers inside the helmet can be defined as small shock absorbers. The 2-piece liner system has the ability to shear laterally and linearly in relation to itself, thereby reducing the transfer of the angular acceleration forces to the brain. 6D helmets and their new advanced technology has taken it to the next step to provide additional safety for these riders.
We've seen that in action a couple of times this year, and some guys have tested it. Yeah. As you take a look at the results from here, James Stewart, Phil Nicoletti, those are the top 9 going through. Eli Tomac was wearing that helmet earlier this year, Jeff, when he had his big moment at Oakland.
There's been a couple of good crashes there by the Geico Honda riders, and looks like they've got some nice innovations going on there.
Interesting to see. Well, James Stewart joins us now. 5 heat wins in a row, 6 total this year, James. But you had a bit of a battle on your hands there. What did you see when the door opened up?
I actually pulled my tear offs really early in the race, and was struggling trying to see, and I don't know, it just took me a little bit to catch the rhythm, with that little break between practice. I don't know, this track just caught me off guard a little bit, but was able to get it. I was just kind of buying my time, checking some lines out. Me and Ryan was going at it, and finally had to just go ahead and get Ken at the end, so I found a couple lines behind him and was able to get him.
Hey, James, you had that line when you come across the start straight. you come across the start straight and you triple single there, that when you're going right across the start. Did you do that in practice, or did you just pull the trigger on that here in the heat race?
Well, I over jumped it in practice, so I 2.5 did it earlier today, and then just did it. Both times I did it, I got my boot caught, and that's why I kept going outside. I couldn't get on the brakes, but it actually worked out. So it's a hard hit. You know, the track's going to be gnarly. You know, passing one, but also just trying to be in shape and try to get it done. So we'll get it done tonight.
Good luck, James.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, see you in the main.